Hello artists. Today we're going to do a turkey picture, and my example here is done on a light blue paper. You can certainly choose to do that or another color. I'm going to do it on white for an example for you so you can see it really good, but it definitely is fun to color onto a colored piece of paper. We are going to start with a paper and a pencil, and then you'll have to have something to color with. We're going to start with a medium-sized circle close to the middle of the paper, but we want to make sure we leave plenty of room for the back feathers that are so beautiful. And I think most of you know this trick, but if it helps you, you can always draw with your eraser and get your shape in and kind of figure things out, and then come back with your pencil and you kind of know where you want to go. Okay, next you're going to do a head shape right around here, smaller shape, just slightly raised from off of there, off the body. Then we're going to do the neck coming in to the body, and on this side it's going to come in like that. And of course we need to erase that because that neck is overlapping the back of the body. We're going to put on a beak and eyes. So the beak is like slightly curved. Let me tip this a little better. So it's kind of curved down. I'm going to do a V on its side. I want to get in there with my eraser now before I put in the line in the middle. Much easier to erase before that line. And then an eye with the area that's a white sparkle. And then we gotta put in that little gobbler thing. I never remember the name of it, but I like it. I always want to include it. I think I'll move that line a little bit over. Okay. So next, let's put in the wing. Now the wing is going to start about here. Think of where the shoulder would be, and we're going to come down like a upside down U on the diagonal, and then come down beyond the body line. So let's start with that U shape, like that. And just while we're here, before I put the long feathers, I'm going to put a scallop, in fact, a couple of scallop lines. Now I want to come down and get some nice, long, pretty feathers. So they're going to be about there, and can draw those in. I like to erase my mistakes along the way so there's not a lot to do at the end of the picture. Okay, the legs are pretty easy shape. We're doing just 2 parallel lines for each one, and then a couple of the claws in front. I did 3 and 1 in back, and some lines along it. We're making progress. Okay, now we are ready for the beautiful back feathers. Now I want to show you, this is what's included in your paperwork. If you're an online student of mine, it takes you step by step. And you can see how there's some nice texture on there and those pretty back feathers. And let me remind you of what I did on my example. I did the back feathers, but I also added some extra designs in there. Okay, so first there's a transition area that's about like this. And the feathers are actually attached to this back area. Okay, so first I get the outline of where the feathers are gonna be. So one line there and one line there. And I don't have a whole lot of space, but I wanna use that as best I can. So I'm gonna wanna get over to here. So if that even helps you to have a line there to kind of keep you on track. You're gonna do a fan shape, but I definitely am making the best use of my space there. Okay, so my favorite way to put feathers in is to do a split in half, and we have 2 sections, then split them in half. We have 4 sections, split them in half, then we have 8, and then you decide, do you want to go to 16 or do you want it at 8? Sometimes I do 16, sometimes I do 8. And then we're gonna do a scalloped edge. And then think about some way that you would like to do a design. It could be something like this. Or you could do, here I've got a double scallop. And that's what is on here. Or just make up anything you want. Maybe you want to continue a design like this. I'll do that every other. So it's a little easier, but it looks a little cooler. Okay, I think we have everything. So we're ready to go. So you decide how you want to color. You might want to get all the shades you can find of brown and orange. Let's see, I've got a melon and a flesh even. And color mix. Or if you have oil pastels, that makes it nice and rich. And you want to stay in your pencil line. I even curve it to emphasize the idea that there is a curve there. And there is a curve on the head. I go careful around the eyes. So I'm gonna take this melon color, add that in there, and it's filling up more of the white. And it's just adding some interest. You can make a lot of colors. If you just have the little box of 12 colors, you can still mix them up in different combinations. Make them look really awesome. Careful around the eyes and the beak. Now I want to get in that red gobbler. And feel free to do your beak and your feet in yellow or orange, whatever you prefer. And remember I said that this was going to be our white spot. So I'm going to draw the outline, and I'm going to draw the background black. And then I'm going to keep that white spot in there and so the eye will pop. And so you're just going to do section by section. And just change off colors. And think about how you would want to add some texture in here. And just any shape that kind of indicates to you that that's little short feathers or a change in how the feathers are. And you can even apply it like I'm doing a zigzag. That definitely gives a texture. I'm going to use black lightly so that it looks like gray. And so that transition is going to go into the pretty colorful feathers. And you can do them all nature tones if you want to, like yellow, orange, brown, and black lightly. Or if you want to be kind of crazy and do fantasy colors, you could come in here. This is kind of a purpley red. And you can just have fun deciding where you want to lay in your colors. I like doing at least the body in natural colors, but then I think it's super fun to come back with fantasy colors on the feathers. Gotta remember these guys too. So I made a pattern there, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red. Sometimes it's fun to make a pattern. Sometimes it's fun to be random. And when you get done with coloring your feathers, then you can put a simple background. You could do a little barn in the back if you want to, or farm animals. So you can always like put your horizon line. Could be brown or green. Could put some taller grass in there. And some sky, and can always color mix into your sky too. You can add purple or pink. I'm trying to go mostly the same direction. I don't go like curve my line because I'm trying to go around the turkey. Keep up going the same direction. So have a super wonderful time doing your turkey, and be sure and put it out for a decoration on Thanksgiving Day. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.